Hey everyone, welcome back to a market closing live stream. We got ourselves a new Topo Chico to get some energy and some juice. Yeah. All right. Let's take a look at the disaster that's happening in the market. It's kind of like Coinbase has set the whole market off into a little bit of a frenzy. This morning in the private live stream, we did a little bit of dip buying. And so I've lowered my cost basis to an average of 353, and I'm about to lower it again because we are going towards some limits that I've set. I've set a couple limits here. So if we zoom out, you could see some of the limits that I've set. So to lower my cost basis here, I bought at 322 and lowered my basis to around that 353 level from that 380 where we were. Personally, I believe that there's a lot of overselling happening in the market here. After this, buy the rumor, sell the news. We were doing a lot of research this morning. We're trying to find a reason as to why the market might be selling off. And we're really not finding one other than Coinbase. Like all fingers right now point to Coinbase and the sort of rougher IP or a direct listing here, since it's not an IPO, it's a DPO, direct public listing, and the ramifications it's been having on other stocks here, like not only Riot, Marathon, and Voyager. Voyager going from literally -7% today. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was down 7%, down 8% at one point. Then it was flat. And then it went back to -7%, right? So it's been a very, very bizarre and rough day for the crypto market, with the exception of the coins. I mean, the coins haven't fluctuated too terribly, although we did hit some new highs today of almost 65,000, 64.8. We're down about 3 grand from that level now at 61.6. But certainly the volatility today has been absolutely incredible. Marathon, Riot, both accelerating their losses from about 10% down to about 15%. Yeah, somebody here mentioned scary day for diamond handlers. I actually didn't think so. For me, I enjoyed this Coinbase sell-off. In the live stream this morning, I mentioned I wasn't going to go in as heavy. Just because the feeling of like that initial enthusiasm with the initial pricing just wasn't as hot as I was expecting it to be. I was really thinking this was going to debut well into the 400s. So I put in some lower buys. We did two buys at 200 over in the what is it 380, 381 range. I actually did a 400 share purchase at, what was it, 322 or something like that. So 322, I got in with about 400 shares, which really pulled that cost basis down. And now I'm just waiting patiently for potentially for volume to lower more. Right now, we're somewhere on probably an average of 170,000 in volume, which is not very large at all. If we get some larger orders coming from the private market, this could easily dip to 315, 300. So that's why I've got these limits here. This is going to be the max amount of shares that I'm going to play into Coinbase, because this will establish me at about 2% of my portfolio if I get completely executed. So if I grab these today, and say we ended back at, I don't know, 315, right? My average cost basis, if I pull down another 400 shares here, would probably bring that down. Gosh, I don't know. I'm just going to take a wild guess here, like 335 or something like that. And that's okay for me. That's for my fundamental POVs. I think that's a wonderful place to be. I'm happy. I'm grateful for this opportunity. And I'm not going to be impatient. The same strategy that I took this morning, where I set my limits and I was patient for my limits to hit. I'm going to have that patience now. Now, we do only have 18 minutes left in the day, so if I don't hit my limits, oh well. So really, for me to hit at least one of these limits, we'll have to fall into the close. But I don't want to buy any heavier right now, because really this is where, it's pretty clear that our support, our first real support for the stock was created at 310. And so that's why I'm kind of putting myself on both sides here with the limit. I might move the 300 up a couple bucks. I don't know. We'll see. The 300 one, I might move up a couple bucks. I think I'll leave 315 just because we do know that support's around that 310. And I think if we break down under 320, we could probably go to 313 pretty dang quickly. So I don't know if we'll see 300. You know, could we see 308? I don't know. Again, we'd have to really fall into the close. And I don't know that that's going to happen. Right now, we're really rubber banding around this 325 region here. So we're up 17% on GameStop, really kind of recovering again in the day here, because there were periods we went down to 16, 15%, and so on. Yeah, exactly. You know, Alpha here says Kevin's approach is buying long-term. Right. And I think at least I hope I made that clear this morning, that my intention was not to day trade this stock. My intention was to slowly build and establish a nice position in it. I don't care if it goes down or up. If it goes up, I don't buy more. If it goes down, I buy more. It's a gift. And I think if you let yourself get emotional, the only reason you should be emotional about Coinbase going down is if you were trying to day trade it and it didn't work. Because now it turns into a bag, right? It's a day trader's bag. If you're a long holder, who cares? Just buy a little bit more and make yourself feel better. Look, even if it's like, well, I already spent all my money, put another $100 or buy one more share. It'll make you feel better. Try it. Anyway, it looks like we might actually be heading more towards an up direction here into the close. So it doesn't look like I'm going to get executed on either of my limits here. I really have to zoom in to see that other limit of that 315, which is right there. But that's okay. We got close. We got to 323. I'm not impatient about these though, so I've no rush. I've got a very, very long horizon on all of the stocks that I've been buying. And so really any kind of like emotion is really something that at this point, if you're a long investor, you should be asking yourself, okay, am I really going to be emotional about the day-to-day fluctuations in the stock market? Or can I, reason here and find some potential opportunities to buy some stocks cheaper? Like, look, Square is not exceptionally cheap right now, right? Like my limit for buying Square is really where I bought it here on Webull, which is all of my Webull positions are a lot higher than like my Chase, or actually mostly my Chase positions. But anyway, my Webull position has Square at 232. I don't want Square above that. I think Square is a great company. I'd love seeing it run above that. I'm not adding. It's just I'll cheer it on, but I'm not going to add to it. Roblox trying to get back to that IPO pricing again. It seems like it always rubber bands back, but it could just be tied up in the mess of today. Look at Voyager here, down 8.5%. Just wouldn't surprise me. And we've mentioned this, I think, a few times, so I don't want to sound too redundant, but I do believe that we're seeing kind of a sell-off on some of the other crypto-related assets just to create a little bit of more buying or fund money for Coinbase. Take a look at this. The treasury yields didn't really do anything today, and the top news section doesn't really indicate any kind of reason for a fall. Did a bunch of hunting around a little bit earlier as well, mostly on other sources as well. I haven't really clicked on any of these here. But let's see, what's this? Let's listen to this for a second. What news do we have here?
From the Fed, following comments from Fed Chair Powell today, Clarida will say appropriate monetary policy will remain accommodative for some time after the conditions to raise rates or normalize policy has already begun. That's a future promise of even more dovishness than I think we've seen in the past. Policy, Clarida says, will not tighten solely because the unemployment rate has fallen below any particular estimate of its long-run natural rate. This speech, as you might imagine, is a bit of an academic speech, but has some understandable, at least, notions for investors out there. He defines maximum employment as the highest level of employment that does not generate sustained pressures that put the price stability mandate at risk. So, Again, this follows comments from Fed Chair Powell this afternoon, who said raising rates is unlikely before 2022, that raising rates is outcome-based and won't happen before the labor market recovery is essentially achieved. All of that followed a beige book, or that came after a beige book that had a few whiffs of inflation, but was very bullish. Wilf, Sarah?
Steve, thanks so much for that very interesting extra insight.
Yeah, I mean, the Fed has indicated, look, there have been price pressures, obviously, due to supply chain issues. But I didn't see anything that really indicated the Fed was concerned in their beige book. This Clarida talk, that's a little more interesting about, look, we'll focus on maximum employment as long as it doesn't screw up prices too much. It's a little bit of a softening there. That could be contributing a little bit to some of the declines we're seeing in the market as well there. So I'll have to dive a little bit deeper into, it looks like the Fed just tweeted, I think, his transcript. So I'm gonna pull that up really quick. Fed Reserve. Learn more on Vice Chair Clarita. Let's see, is this the, no, it's not the transcript. Okay, usually they put out a transcript, but they didn't here. No. And speeches 414. Oh yeah, okay, Clarita's video is up, so I'll watch that later. Good to know. Okay, good. So let's see what else is going on in the market here. Give me 1 second here. Send that out. Okay. Okay, good. So what else is going on in the market here? Volatility at Coinbase, not a shocker. That's very difficult on a direct public offering. So Marathon blockchain still down that 8.5-ish% on Voyager. Pretty rough ride there on Voyager. Blink, Square's about that 5.25 down. Microvision, Tesla. Look at Tesla down 4% here. 4%. That's absolutely a solid drop, especially after multiple days in a row here of 4% gains. Personally, I expect a lot of folks and a lot of hedgies to look at this market tomorrow morning and go, wow, things got cheap again. I would not be shocked to see some good upward price movement tomorrow. Wouldn't shock me, but I mean, that does make me a little bit more tempted to go see if there's anything else I want to buy right now. Faraday Solutions, 1165, pretty cheap. Palantir is basically giving back all of its gains from yesterday. It's at a price point where, I mean, yeah, it's okay to add to. It's not like screaming like please buy me right now. Yeah, I mean, okay, that's fine. Microvision 1234. Oh, Microvision was up this morning, I thought. I don't know. It's been such a long day of streaming. Tesla down 4% here at 732. It's so weird. After running to 777 this morning, Tesla's down basically a 47-point swing in the day. Really incredible swing. Bitcoin 61.7. Let's see any other opportunities here, like Ubiquity. Oh, Ubiquity's just asking for it. Yeah, Ubiquity's pretty low here. So we'll keep an eye on Ubiquity. It's basically right at 275. Okay, now it ticks up to 276, of course. Start talking about it. All right, what else? Then I think EXPI is down as well. Churchill's pretty low at 2174. That's starting to look pretty juicy again for an entry. If we broke under 21, I think that's probably when I would consider adding some more to Churchill. Matterport's pretty interesting here. Canoe was green on the day. It was into like the 30s, the 930s. And now it's down again. And I'm trying to find EXPI. Where's EXPI? EXPI was down 2, right? Yeah, down 2.5. Okay. All right. Whoa, look at Voyager. Oh, man. Voyager's down 10% now. I mean, talk about some major selling off since the peak that this thing hit. Voyager Digital went to, what did it go to, 29? Oh, my gosh. It went to $30.20 for a hot minute. And now it's basically in the 22 range again. Yikes. But I do believe that there's just a substantial overselling happening right now in the marketplace. So I did a bit of buying this morning in the course as well. I bought. Okay, here we go. We're getting close to our limits again. We bought in a new pie that I made. Bought the Coinbase dip. Yeah, I'm ready to maybe buy this again here. This dip, if it keeps going, we'll see. So we're close. 324 now. It was at 320. I don't know. With 8 minutes left, I don't think we're gonna see it. I don't think we're gonna see like a dump of shares here at the end, but we might. We might. So I'm gonna stick to it. Let's stick to the strategy. Someone says Airbnb's at an entry point, eh? Let's go look. Airbnb. Yeah, 76 is not bad. You know, it's over IPO, but that's okay. It's been over IPO since IPO. See, Airbnb is one of those IPOs where it was like, oh man, you kind of wish you got in at IPO because it just did well. It did look at the IPO though path here. It did. Let's see if we go to unaveraged. So you had a downtrend sell on Airbnb to 123, but then the thing just took off, and it's well above Airbnb or IPO pricing now. Coinbase could do something very similar, but who knows? Short term, I mean, if you're trading in the short term, you probably want to wait for more like TA confirmation to be really trading here. It's one thing if you swung traded the IPO, that's great, but otherwise it's tough without a lot of data. But yeah, let's go back to our normal. I like the average candlestick so much more. It's less stressful. Look at that. What a day though for Coinbase, huh? Look at that. It's just a disaster. But that's all right. Did a little bit of adding. I don't really want to add at these levels here. I think if I'm patient, I'll either get rewarded on the shares that I have or I'll get my dip. So I'm going to hold firm on the 2 limits that we have set. Let's see what CNBC has to say. All right.
Wow. So that is why a little more of the catch up and a little certainly the outperformance relative to the reaction to JP Morgan, which is always just considered to already kind of have its act together for years. And it's really just riding the larger trend. So I think it certainly makes sense. But also the give and take within the earnings reactions to the different banks is probably going to be a theme that we see for most industries, I think, this earnings season.
Tech, for the most part, under pressure. Some news, Instagram and Facebook could be getting rid of likes. Let's get to Julia Borston for more. Julia.
Well, sir, you might have that option. Instagram is experimenting with giving its users the option of not seeing the like counts on their posts. They are saying this is to, quote, understand if it lessens some pressure when posting to Instagram. Facebook says it's working on giving its users similar controls over their experience on Facebook. Now, the idea is that if getting likes isn't anxiety-inducing, then users might want to post more. Meanwhile, Facebook shares losing about 2% today. Wedbush warning of privacy risks to the platform, initiating coverage of the stock with a neutral rating and a $340 price target. Back over to you.
All right, about $38 of upside there. Julia, thank you. Josh, hiding the likes, good idea. You're a social media maven, at least on Instagram these days.
I'm gonna ask. I'm curious about that because maybe I don't understand that fully, but we're gonna run a poll on that. So at RealMeatKevin, at RealMeatKevin on Twitter, would you disable likes on Facebook and Instagram? Yes, disable. No, I want them. I'm just curious. Let me know what you think. So it's at RealMeatKevin on Twitter, and check this out, folks. If you haven't followed me on Twitter yet, we are almost at 900, or I'm sorry, we are almost at, it says 99.3. We're almost at 100,000 followers. And all I have to do is follow one more person as well. So if I follow one more person and 700 people follow at RealMeatKevin on Twitter, we will have the perfect combination. 100,000 followers and 666 following. It's a sign. But anyway, do vote in the poll though. I'm like, oh, wow. With the first 29 votes that are in, I'm shocked. Really? Is it? Why? I think it's the count, not the entire button. Oh, okay. Okay. Do you see? It's just the option. Really? Very interesting. Yeah. Okay. Let's refresh on that. Oh, wait, where'd it go? Wow. They're actually, yeah. I mean, this is almost like a 50-50 thing here. That's very incredible. This is why I run polls, to understand. Okay, so, all right. Tesla is decelerating here, well, accelerating losses in the after hours. Coinbase is at 332. So Coinbase is actually popping a little bit here into the close. Got 2.5 minutes left. We did not come to pick Kevin up at the 315. Unfortunately, I did not get picked up. So if it falls more tomorrow, we'll see then. But the average down, that's okay. I'm patient. I have absolutely zero urgency. No Not even the slightest, most remote interest in selling these stocks. So like Palantir, Square, Tesla, Piton, Neo, I don't care if they fluctuate. No plans on selling. It doesn't matter. It's not like I'm trying to meet a quota. So, okay, looking at the all stocks again. Yeah, Coinbase still moving nicely into the afters there. CRISPR, Wayfair, American Express. Okay, cool. Cool. Let's listen to CNBC again.
They're supposed to be down just because copper is up. Like, they're doing what they want.
Just under 2 minutes left. Mike, what are the internals showing?
Been a little stronger than they've been the last couple of days, actually. Well, if you see the split on the New York Stock Exchange, not quite 2-to-1 to the positive side, but again, nothing going on really at the S&P level, but it's a small cap-led market.
I could see that. Social media blame for causing like anxiety and yeah, I could totally see that. Do you see Ross Gerber toasting with tequila? Ross Gerber toasting you really? Where? Tesla hype? Where? I missed it. I didn't see that. I'll have to hit him up. I missed that.
It's been backing off, as we know. We spent most of the day under 17. Now it's a little bit above there. So downtrend intact.
Yeah, you know what's so weird is the volatility index is super down, yet all we have is volatility in some of the main names that we watch on Twitter. Video yesterday from the 1850 mark. Really? Some girl posts a picture and no one likes. Oh, yeah, no, I understand. Devastating. Yeah. Okay, let me see. I want to see the Ross Gerber. Wait, hold on. We're at the closing bell. Let's hit the bell. Closing bell. Here we go.
We're all under pressure by about 0.5%. The Nasdaq's down 1%, but the Russell 2000 index of small caps is working up 0.8%. There's the Dow going out with a gain of about 34 points. Best performing sector, energy, materials, financials, industrials, and utilities. Those all ended higher. Tech, consumer discretionary, communication services, all ending lower. Bitcoin down about $783.
What was that? That was a cool close-up. Okay, so let's see how things closed here the after hours. But yeah, I'll pull up Ross here. Okay, let's see here. $10 for moving the line. Okay, that's the depression one. Infinity 88 here says they're not happy that they lost 50K. How'd you lose 50K on Matterport? How much did you go in and when? Because Matterport was always a buy under 14 is really where I recommended it. As course members, we bought it at like 1360. So what? It's at like 1290 right now. Big deal. Let's go look at it. Matterport's money in the long run. Let's see here. It's at 1296 right now. Yeah. See, we're in at like 1360 over here. Here in your honor. Okay, we'll take your $5 and we'll turn it into. Why don't we turn it into 3,000 shares and do a good to cancel order here with a limit of 1305, and just to make you feel a little better. Okay, there. How's $39,000 on your $5? Okay, this is a great company. It's silliness. So what? The SPACs are selling off. Big deal. It's a buying opportunity. You don't lose anything until you sell. Probably not a course member, because you'd know that. It's kind of nonsense. But anyway, let's see what we got here. So we've got 1.3. We're actually going up, trending up a little bit. Oh, I didn't show the buy. I just had GHVI up and I bought it. I'll show it. I'll pull it up over here. Well, I thought I had the screen up, but anyway, I'll pull it up. Give me a sec, so you can see I like GHVI a lot. Matterport's good. It's so good. It's caught up in the SPAC mess. So where's my buy here? There we go. It already filled. So look at that. Who would think a hater would get me to buy a stock? It's a great stock. I don't care. I have high conviction here. I actually don't make fun of anybody for anybody else's stock. People are like, oh, Kevin, you don't like Tattooed Chef. I never said that. I said I like Tattooed Chef. I just have more conviction in other stocks. It's nonsense. So, anywho, back to where we were. So, where were we? let's see. How did things close in the after hours here? So things in the after hours. Oh, yeah. So things in the after hours here. Let's see. Okay. Okay, shares are at okay. So then we have in the after hours, and this, I think this after hours, by the way, is going to be a little bit of a way to, yeah, thank you. Yeah, exactly. I never bashed, I never bashed Tattooed Chef. Exactly. You know, I just don't have as much conviction. So where is, somebody says the Ross Gerber toast is in here. We're going to have to go get some Tesla tequila right now and toast them back. Dude, Ross is a freaking awesome. I wanted to say a bad word, like bad, you know, you just fill in the blank here. Oh, we'll have to do this. No way. It's 18 minutes in. Oh, I'll have to tweet back on the toast. That's super exciting. Shout out to Ross. Oh, he's got the tequila. Oh, that's cool. Okay, well, we'll have to do a tweet back. That's super cool. So stay tuned. After this, we'll do a tweet back. All right. Okay. All right. What do we got here? Marathon Riot, whatever. You know, honestly, Marathon Riot, I was looking at them as like, oh, is this a buy the dip opportunity, right? For Marathon Riot. Think about Marathon Riot. So what? They dipped today. They've been doing really well. You know, they've been doing very, very well. They haven't been getting destroyed like anything that was associated with a SPAC. They've been doing very, very well. So sure, Riot's a little lower than it was when it hit some peak euphoria, but this 15% adjustment on Riot and Marathon, par for the course. I mean, they are still doing very, very well. Same thing for Voyager Digital. Let's be real. 12%, big deal. So what? I mean, it's all this nonsense up and downness. This is par for the course here. You know, what I like more is when you look at this, see like this kind of chart where it's like at the bottom. See again, look at this. Marathon top, Riot almost the top, Voyager playing around at the top, Palantir. I mean, I know I could zoom out more and get Palantir lower, but Palantir in 23 range is pretty low because the thing blew up. Once people understood it, the thing blew up to its a support level of around 23. You know, I don't even, you know, we have a dip line that we drew at like 21, but Palantir's just been dancing around at this low level. It's just setting up for larger gains in the future, in my opinion. I love it. Square, see Square again. Okay, so what? Square sells off 5%. Big freaking deal, dude. It's at the top of the market of where it's been. Like, big deal. It's almost like Square's like, what market crash? There hasn't been a market crash. What's Micron Tech? I don't know what that is. Micron Tech. Oh, but same kind of thing, huh? I don't know where it is. Micron Tech. Yeah, I mean that's a nice growth. But anyway, going back to where it was. See, like Xpeng, this is low. I mean, this is just beat up, pretty low here. We've got Roblox kind of flat in the after hours too. And look at Riot and Marathon actually pushing up a little bit here. Nice. Xpeng, Palantir, yeah, pushing up a little bit again. I wouldn't be shocked to see a reversal tomorrow in some of the pain here, because really, what was the catalyst? You know, I think a lot of people are going to look at the market today and go, what was the catalyst for this madness today? Capitulate and buy Dogecoin? You know, I bought Dogecoin once. I bought 25 grand of Dogecoin, and it was like the best day trade I've done in the recent few months here. I put, but this was also like 3 months ago at this point. I put 25K in, and it turned into 75K the same day. Like, that was nuts. That's just insane. I put all that into Bitcoin, which has also done very well. Now it's at 62 Bitcoin. Could have probably just left it in Doge and been up more. But then again, I don't know. Would it have been? I don't know. Because I think I sold it at like 0.9. So yeah, no, I think that trade ended up being better over at Bitcoin. I mean, whatever, a little bit here or there. That's just trading. That's just having fun. So, okay, what else we have here? Cheesecake's up 2% in the after hours. Cost, Redfin, Lee Auto, Microvision. These guys are all up in the after hours. C3AI coming up in the after hours. We got Matterport's up 0.5% in the after hours. Nano Dimension 0.5%. Blink, Electromechanica, Palantir. Yeah, great. GameStop is 1.4 on the down. It did go up 18.5% today. So we had a beautiful movement on the up today. But in after hours now trending down a little bit, unfortunately. A little bit of a downtrend here. We do have, let's see, Dell to spin off VMware for $11.5 to $12 billion. Dividend to be issued to all VWM shareholders. Okay, well, I don't know how many of us that really affects. Pinterest, again, also, like, okay, so what? It's down. The thing's at, like, all-time highs. That's nothing surprising here. Really, the ones beat up, Palantir and the electric vehicle companies. That's where your pain is right now, like CCIV and the SPACs. Palantir, the electric vehicle companies, and the SPACs. Those are getting beat up today. Well, actually, just over the last few weeks, they've been getting beat up. Lots of these getting beat up. So AMD's under 80. Yeah, look at that. AMD kind of downtrended here. Take a peek here. Oh yeah, it went up to 96 there for a hot minute. Looks like in January. Kind of sold down afterwards. Wow. Okay, let's take a peek and see what else is going on in the rest of the news space. Yeah, Jerome Powell always crashes the market. We know that. All right, tune in.
Main troublemakers. And what they do? They just...
Seriously? They're talking about election integrity. How about we talk about stonks? Like, isn't there enough to talk about? Have y'all seen the stock market today? I think there's enough to talk about. All right. Let's jump on over to Bloomberg TV. We'll grab them. Twitter. Wow. Look at the Twitter results, folks. 2,600 Twitter results. And 53.6% of you would disable likes. That's incredible. Oh, folks, we only need 400 more followers and we're at 100K. That's cool. So that's impressive. I did not realize that. Honestly, if I had to guess, and it just shows you how wrong I would have been, if I had to guess, I would have said 10% of people would have wanted likes disabled. That's a big vote. Wow. All right. So they're on commercial. Fox is talking about the election. CNBC is talking about thermo fissure. Oh, God. All right. Let's see what the suits are doing. So sell-off in Coinbase spills over to other stocks. Yeah, you don't say. Google executives 2020 move to Coinbase worth $722 million. Wow. That's insane money. It's these IPOs. That's how the insiders get rich. Sell-off in Coinbase spills over to other stocks. U.S. equities sold off in the afternoon trading as a large dump of Coinbase shares after its debut spilled over to other S&P and NASDAQ sectors. May crude futures rallied to the highest level in 4 weeks, while Treasury yields drifted higher. Not really. Treasury yields didn't drift higher. What are you smoking? I don't think this is a drift higher. I mean, this is like a little oopty and nothing. I should have said that. It's a little oopty and nothing. All right, whatever. Largest sell program in 3 weeks. The tumble in stocks this afternoon came as algos let loose on the biggest sell strategy since March 25th. A 1196 name program that hit just before 2 p.m. That's about 11 a.m. Yeah. Simultaneously with that, more than 18,000 E-mini futures were unloaded as the market plummeted. Whoa. So it's the Weenie Babies. It's the frickin' Weenie Babies did it. Bloomberg right here. Thank you, Bloomberg. Sign up for the Bloomberg. If you are ever emotional, folks, make sure you sign up for the Bloomberg terminal, okay? Hit her up. There. Call her. She's online. Call her. She's great. 310-201-3469. You want to sign up for the Bloomberg terminal. It's like $2,000 a month. But anyway, wow. So it's the suits. So it's the suits that basically they unleashed the algos to sell a bunch of crap is essentially what it said there. And as they did, the market plummeted. Yeah, that to me implies that the Weenie Babies are having their moment again. They're you know, it's their moment of the week again. It's their time to be little babies. You know, babies go cry over some jokes and stuff. And they unleashed their little trading algos and basically made the market go poopy doopy. Yeah. Oh, that's all right. Makes me feel better about buying. I don't have no stupid algo that I got to trade with. I don't have a quota or client to satisfy. Just keep buying the dip. That's it. Simple. All right. Let's see what else we have here. So, we've got, let's see what they're talking about at Coinbase.
As somebody who's been working in crypto for 10 years, I've heard that statement hundreds, if not thousands of times. I think the reality is that if crypto is to achieve the huge mission that I think it can, which is being a new global digital money financial system and internet app platform, there is bound to be a lot of volatility along the way.
For more, let's bring in Rashawn Williams from Manhattan Venture Partners. His former fund, Queensbridge Venture Fund, was an early investor back in 2013. His current fund, the MVP All-Star Fund, has been an investor since 2018. So I guess it's congratulations on what must be a very profitable day for you.
It's probably been one of the best weeks of my career, so you probably can't tell. But as soon as we hang up from doing this interview, I'm probably hopping on a jet and going on vacation.
Oh wow!
Lucky you in all sorts of ways, Rashawn. To what extent do you accept when people suggest, well, look, this has been a fantastic moment going public, but that there's going to be a lot more competition? We just heard Seema mention what the Winklevoss twins were talking about in Gemini, and that there's a lot more competition to come.
Yeah, I remember kind of starting on Wall Street back in 2001, looking at all of the different banks, and it was the same debate then when the financial service institutions were all competing with each other. Then there was a lot of consolidation. What you're really betting here when you invest in something like Coinbase is the fintech industry in general, blockchain specifically, and then you're looking at how they can get all of the users and expand product offerings to them. So if you fundamentally believe that blockchain and crypto is going to be around and that market will continue to increase in size, then you know that there's room for more than one winner. So we love competition, and Coinbase has been dominant when it comes to competition for the last 8 years, and we think they will continue to be.
So where does the growth then come from? If you are expecting the margins to compress and those fees to compress as competition comes in, how do they grow into a valuation worth $100 billion, or I guess in the 70s now where it closed?
Yeah, well, I remember when we started doing late stage tech investing at Manhattan Venture Partners, a lot of people said late stage tech was overvalued, but they're looking at it the wrong way. So when you look at publicly traded companies, the average compounded annual growth rate of publicly traded companies is anywhere between 3% and 5%. When you look at a company like Coinbase that's been growing at 100% and literally did $1.3 billion in revenue last year and repeated that this first quarter, the growth rate is insane. So it warrants a higher valuation. And I also remember people saying $100 billion valuation was too high for tech companies. Now you have the Apples and the Amazons out there that have clearly proven people wrong. So for this company, you have to look at what got them there. And if for your viewers, here are the 5 things you need to look at in order to determine whether or not this company is going to continue to grow. Number one, the obvious answer, the strong growth rate that they've already been experiencing on the revenue side. But number two, you got to look at the user base. 56 million users is an astronomical, insane amount of users for a company that started 7 or 8 years ago. The second thing is how quickly that revenue growth rate is going on a quarter-by-quarter basis and even on an annual basis. I have never seen numbers like this on a company that's doing more than $1 billion in revenue. You normally, the CAGR starts to come down as the revenue goes up. In this case, it seems like it's just increasing every year. And here's the fourth thing, profitability. When you're profitable, you don't have to rely on the capital markets to innovate. So you'll see them expanding into other business lines and other verticals. That's very important, that the same DNA that got them innovating and competitive and dominant in the industry that they continue to do. Now they're profitable, they're growing, they have public markets, they can acquire people. I think you're going to continue to see the dominance that they've displayed over.
What's the fifth thing?
Oh, number one, strong revenue growth. Number two, enormous user base and that continued growth. Number three, CAGR. Number four, profitability. And then number five, actually, is the growing TAM. So one thing that people don't talk about with Coinbase a lot is how the total addressable market is actually increasing for crypto, for digital currencies. It's not decreasing. So it's really hard to know what this company will be doing in 5 years because there's more water in the ocean today than there was 7 years ago. So that's one of the most exciting things about this company. I would say the same thing about Amazon. 20 years ago, you would have never known that the market would be as big. But I really think that Coinbase has an opportunity to continue to expand the market, mature the market, make it more mainstream. And we still don't even have institutions in Wall Street in the marketplace yet. So all of these things bode well for their fundamental analysis. But then obviously you can look at the technicals and all of these millions of users finally get a chance to buy this stock. And once it gets picked up in the index, I think over the next 12 months, this thing is easy 2x where it is now.
Wow.
If everything you say comes to fruition, Rashawn, then you should see Bitcoin prices explode, even from these high levels. So what's the case for owning Coinbase instead of Bitcoin itself? Or should you own both?
Yeah. So I remember with Queensbridge in 2013, we had the same conversation with our investors, and we had it again with Maaaaaaan Venture Partners in 2018 when we invested. What we're betting on is the casino, not the slot table, right? So it's very difficult for me to sit here and pick which currency is going to be the winner. Knowing how volatile it is and knowing how technical it trades and how non-fundamental it trades, rather, for me, I'd rather bet on the casino or the bank or the house, which is going to make money on trading revenue, whether the currencies in particular go up or down or one.
So he's saying bet on Coinbase instead of betting on the cryptos themselves. That's interesting. Bet on the house, not the slot machine. Huh.
That didn't even exist. And Coinbase is in the middle of the market, and it's just not one high beta particular currency in the market.
Thanks, Rashawn. Enjoy that vacation.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good one.
We have a news alert on Dell. Contessa Brewer's got it for us. Hi, Contessa.
Wow, that was good. I think he did a good job. I think that was a very good analysis there. So very, very good. All right, let's take a peek and go see what things are doing in the after hours. So we already saw a note that algorithmic traders were helping lead to some pain in the market today. This headset thing is bugging the crap out of me. Hold on one sec. So some pain in the market from algorithmic trading that started around 11 a.m. California time. So let's see if we can see that. I mean, let's go into like the S&P SPY. Okay, let's go to the minute. And we want to go about they said about 2 p.m. Yeah, look at that. That's crazy. There you go. This is when the algorithms turned on to sell. Sell. It was just crazy. What was Coinbase doing at that time? Coinbase, which in the after hours is up 1.4%. It is, let's take a peek at that. Yeah, it's kind of trying to sneak up here. Let's look at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. was right here. That moment right here. It was really what spawned, it looks like, this big old sell-off here. Incredible. Wow. All right, let's see how the rest of the market's performing. So we've had some good insights here. Okay, so in the after hours, we've got Coinbase up 1.3, Redfin's up, Ideanomics is up, C3AI is up, Matterport's up. These guys all up about 0.5 to 1%. Tesla's up back to about 735 right now. We've got Enphase still stuck at 152, but primed for an explosion. XL Fleet, Etsy, these guys down a little bit. U-Time, Discovery, GameStop's down about 0.5%. Not a terrible amount of red. Hold on, let's go to all stocks. Oops. There we go. Want to see the red in after hours here. Okay, not a terrible amount of red here in the after hours. We do have some, yes, but nothing like super deep here. Bumble and Silver Spike, Zom, all these guys up a little around 2% or above 2%. EXPI down 1%. Otherwise, pretty stable in the after hours. For after hours green, we've got Marriott, Costs, and Redfin pushing, with Coinbase trying to push above that 331 figure here, but really almost consolidating around 331 there. So obviously we'll see what tomorrow brings. Tomorrow's Thursday, but yeah, some definitely a fascinating day, especially with that algorithmic trading that we learned about there. All right, no real news on CNBC right now. Let's see here. This is an M1 Finance. I want to see really quick. Let me see if I can get Bloomberg up. Nope, Bloomberg's on commercial too. So we got Bloomberg on commercial. We've got CNBC on commercial. Looks like everybody's kind of on commercial. Yeah, everybody's on commercial. Okay, well, that probably means it's time for me to go on commercial. So I will be back at 2 p.m. to interview the CEO of BIGG, B-I-G-G. It is a cryptocurrency company. So if you're interested in cryptocurrency, Coinbase, and all that, we'll interview the CEO of BIGG in 35 minutes. And if you stand by for a second, you'll see a little pop-up that lets you click remind, and then you'll get to join for that. All right, folks, we'll see you. Bye.